In this video, we're going to talk about how to copy and paste individual or a whole group of elements from one page to another page and keep the exact same location without having to count squares down and over like you do with a paper dot bullet journal. There are two ways to do this, and before I show you the two ways, I'm going to show you a little bug in GoodNotes that kind of drives me crazy. So I'm going to just draw a square here, and I'm going to place it perfectly just so you really can see the difference. Now that is a perfect square, and I'm going to copy and paste it on. I could paste it right here, or I could paste it on the next page. We'll just do it on the next page just for the heck of it. And if I paste and zoom in without deselecting the element that I just pasted, and then I move it to try and get it perfectly aligned with the dots, it's going to resize itself. And this is a bug in GoodNotes, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's existed in GoodNotes for a really long time, and they haven't fixed it yet. Did you see how it just jumped from a smaller size to a larger size? That's a bug. So I'm going to mention this here in just a minute when we copy paste. I'm going to remind you of this bug, and I just want you to know what I'm talking about when I do that. So I went ahead and erased that square, and I'm going to erase this one. Okay, this is the first method. Let's say I just want to move one element or you can use multiple. You can copy and paste a whole group of elements too if you wanted to. This is just one method to do it. I like to use the top right corner or you can use the bottom left corner. And I'm going to show you why the top right or the bottom left is the ideal candidate for using a dot. I also use a highlighter so that I can see through the highlighter to the dot behind it. If I used a pen, a big thick pen, I wouldn't be able to see the dot to place it precisely. Here, let me show you why I placed it in the top right corner. I'm going to lasso that little highlighter dot that I just made and one element. Doesn't matter which element I choose. I'm just going to copy and just real quickly here, I'm going to paste it. And notice that there is a red X in the top left-hand corner, and then there is the resizing little option circle in the bottom right-hand corner. And if I use this dot method, then those things get in my way. If I were to place that dot in the top left corner, then I would have that problem of those little things, parts of the tool, parts of the GoodNotes tool blocking my dot, and I need to be able to see where that dot is. So that's why I choose the upper right-hand corner or the bottom left-hand corner. So I'm going to just grab that again. I'm going to copy the highlighter and any element on the page. And then I'm going to come over to my next page, and I'm going to line that highlighter dot up with the top right-hand corner and place it. And then you can see I've placed that element exactly in the same spot without having to count squares. And you can do that with any of the elements individually, or you can do them as a group. Okay, now let's clear this page and do it a second way. The second way is by using the entire page, and I'm just going to use, almost the entire page, the main portion of the page where the dots are located. And I'm just going to make a rectangle with an X in the middle, and I'm not going to lift up my pen so that this becomes one element. Then I'm going to zoom in to each one of the corners, and I'm going to place these dots perfectly in the middle of the dots on the page. So I've got my highlighter element selected, and then I tap it with my finger, and then I can move those points on the highlighter line and make them a little more perfect. And I like to keep the X and the rectangle as one continuous line so that whenever I select it with the lasso tool, it doesn't matter what part of the highlighter line I select, I'm able to move the entire thing together. Now I'm going to come in and make a dot right where the X crosses in the middle. That's too big. I want to be able to see behind it, so I'm going to use the highlighter and just choose a different color just for the heck of it. I'll use blue, and that's good enough for me. And then I'm going to highlight the entire thing and save it as an element so that I can use this at any point in the future on any of my weekly pages without having to redraw it and perfect it again. Then I'm going to erase this highlighter and I'm going to leave that dot in the center. And this is because we're going to use a different method, and we need to know the center point of that rectangle because we're going to come over to the original page and place that element that we just made as perfect as we can get it. That's pretty good. And as long as you don't have any elements outside of this rectangle, this method works, okay? You could also make the rectangle as large as the page and have anything inside the rectangle, and this method would work. But the whole point is GoodNotes pastes from the center, and you need to have equal, what am I trying to say here? You need to have the rectangle, the outline of the rectangle surround everything that you're wanting to copy and paste. Nothing can go outside of it. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and select everything with my lasso tool and copy it and come over here, zoom in, and then place the tip of my Apple Pencil right in the middle of that dot and paste. Okay, and then because it's really hard to select anything when you're zoomed in this far, what I like to do to deselect what I just pasted is choose any other tool in the GoodNotes toolbar. I'm just going to select the eraser, and then it will place the element. And then I can zoom out and erase that highlighter and come in and erase that dot. And there we have it. You have a perfectly placed, or you have many perfectly placed elements exactly in the same spot on a different page without having to count squares. It's super easy, and you can use, if you save that rectangle as an element, you can use it over and over again for different things. So I hope this tip helps to make things a little quicker and easier for you. So enjoy! Hello everyone, I'm Brooke, and I make digital planners and notebooks. You can find my online shop at brookebot.com. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a big old thumbs up by tapping that like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that I can bring you more videos like this in the future. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.